Right now at 10, the man who was ran over by a La Crosse PD vehicle is in custody. And Sean Diddy Combs is arrested at a Manhattan hotel. Plus, Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul speaks with La Crosse students about school safety.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. We're learning new information on the incident last Friday in which a La Crosse police officer accidentally ran over a fellow officer and a suspect with his squad car. According to the criminal complaint, 27-year-old Austin Clark was stopped by LCPD officer Adam Lang near Train Park around 8 p.m. on Friday because he fit the description of another male suspect authorities were searching for. The report says while Officer Lang was attempting to verify Clark's identity, he became agitated. Lang says he called for backup and tried to put Clark in handcuffs, but he continued to resist. This led to a scuffle in which both men ended up on the ground. When backup arrived, Lang says he felt the police car drive over him and the suspect. According to the report, Lang suffered a laceration in his right knee, which took multiple stitches to close, and Clark's right ankle and shin bone were exposed. Both were transported to Gunderson for treatment. Police say Clark had 2 active warrants and was in possession of methamphetamine at the time of his arrest. He was transported from the hospital to jail last night and is facing charges including resisting an officer, disorderly conduct, bail jumping, and possession of drug paraphernalia. A suspect is in custody following a Wood County homicide on Sunday. According to a release from the Wood County Sheriff's Office, authorities responded to a disturbance in the town of Auburndale on McMillan Street. When they arrived, they found 40-year-old Nicole Sandoval in the road. She was pronounced dead on the scene. The sheriff's office says 22-year-old Alec Beach is now being investigated for homicide, and it appears the incident started as a domestic dispute between him and Sandoval. Beach is being held at the Wood County Jail for a probation violation and may face additional charges after the autopsy is conducted. Performer and producer Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested, according to the music mogul's attorney. Combs was taken into custody at a Manhattan hotel tonight and was immediately processed. Combs' attorney says he has been cooperating with the investigation. Diddy apparently even relocated to New York last week in anticipation of being charged. He and his team maintain his innocence, saying he has, quote, nothing to hide. The charges filed against him may have not yet been released at this time.
Yeah, we had another nice warm day. Once again, it continues as the last week of summer pretty much wraps up on a warm note. Overall, we had cloud cover, a little cloud up there, a little cumulus, a little cirrus overall at the daytime. It began to kind of clear up towards the evening. And then overnight, we've had some actual storming potential has arrived for the Earth. So we are seeing an uptick in aurora potential here, especially the further north you go. So far, we haven't seen anything locally, but that is a possibility early tonight as the storming levels have reached up to maybe it'll be at least on the horizon, just a little bit below, but it won't last too long. And with the moon coming out, that should limit some opportunity, but definitely is a potential there out there right now. And some of the northern states have already seen some of those out. Overall, temperatures were well above average, which kind of has been a consistent feel. Cloud cover here and there, just a little bit of cirrus, but that's overall not going to be a main issue. Tomorrow, once again, a warm one getting up to around 81 with a little bit less humidity, so it won't feel quite as humid as this last weekend and today. Overall, same story for Eau Claire with getting up to about 81 with that south wind beginning to pick up. And overall, our average temperatures continue to fall. We're now in the mid 70s for highs, upper 40s to low 50s for lows. We'll be nowhere close to that again, which is a common theme that we've been for the last week. I'll kind of break down eventually if we'll see them and when we might see some precipitation as we approach the first day of fall, which is officially on Sunday.
That's right. A lot to unpack. All right. Thank you, Greg. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul and Executive Director of Wisconsin DOJ's Office of School Safety, Trish Kilpin, are learning more about school safety concerns. Today, they dropped by Central High School for a discussion with students on what makes them feel safe and what still needs to be improved. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall has this story. Jeremy.
Well, Emily, one student says they feel safe having a school resource officer in the building, but other students say inclusion is key to stopping issues like bullying, vaping, and discriminatory violence.
They have grown up with school safety drills, and as some of the students articulated, it's not what they should be focusing on when they're...
Attorney General Josh Kaul is on a mission to help schools become safer. Today, he stopped by Central High School to hear from students on what they feel makes for a safe learning environment.
We have our school officer, police officer here, and she does a really, really great job. I feel like every school should have it, not because really that their school is necessarily more unsafe, but because it's a good person to talk to.
Kaul's discussion is one of many the Attorney General's having with students statewide. It comes after recent threats at Mount Orab Middle School in May and one at Burlington High School last week.
We want to do everything we can to work to keep our schools as safe as possible. And, that means, for one thing, looking at problems through different lenses.
And different lenses include a more layered approach.
You heard about Speak Up, Speak Out, which is a 24/7 tip line. But also having training so that teachers are prepared to identify potential concerns or potential targeted violence.
Students also spoke to the Attorney General about issues they think are causing school safety concerns, including vaping, bullying, and discriminatory violence. Senior Cassidy Burrill says one way to prevent these issues is to improve some after-school clubs like Hmong Club, GSA, and Restorative Justice Program, a club connecting students with behavioral problems.
And we've talked about both ways we can improve those groups, like making those clubs more accessible to everybody who wants to be them or be in them, or making the Restorative Justice Program bigger or in more schools.
Burrill is glad politicians like Kaul are making the trip and listening to them.
School violence and just mass violence in general has become a very politicized issue, and it doesn't always feel like people who debate on this topic are listening. I would just say it's been really nice to be a part of a group that's been directly asked about their experiences so that they can more effectively protect us.
And students from Central say they'd like for anyone struggling to connect with the resources that can help. Emily.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. Governor Tony Evers visited UW-La Crosse this morning as part of his annual back-to-school tour. The governor is highlighting his proposal for a record-breaking increase in state funding for the UW system. Evers plans to propose over $800 million in additional funding in his next budget, aimed at preventing staff layoffs, campus closures, and program cuts. A top priority for UWL is making sure their Prairie Springs Science Center is complete, and the governor says he's on board.
Students aren't getting the best education they could have with a better facility. So we have to get that done. It's going to be a top priority, or one of the top priorities of the system, and so I'm looking forward to getting it done.
After his stop in La Crosse, the governor continued his tour at UW Superior this afternoon. Acting Secretary of Labor Julie Su gave keynote remarks at the Wisconsin AFL-CIO 33rd Biennial Convention at the La Crosse Center. The Wisconsin State AFL-CIO represents union members in the state. Their mission is to improve the lives of working families by bringing economic and social justice to the workplace. Su believes the growth of unions will help reach these goals.
We don't just care about the number of jobs, we care about the quality of those jobs. And when you've got a union, workers have a voice and wages are higher and there's benefits and security and retirement, things that we want for every single worker.
The labor body was first formed in 1902 to fight for union rights. It was originally called the La Crosse Trades and Labor Council. Local nonprofits gathered under the same roof tonight to share their services with employers. The second annual Nonprofit Vendor Fair was put on by the La Crosse Area Society for Human Resources Management, or SHRM. The goal of tonight's event was to empower employers and leaders to connect with resources that help their employees and their families, especially in times of crisis. Things like child care assistance, financial counseling, and mental health services sometimes aren't provided by employers. Nonprofits can help them bridge those gaps.
Giving the employer the tools to be able to give to their employee to help them alleviate some of that crisis and to better their lives and to help them through a situation will improve the employee experience overall.
Around 31 vendors were at the event tonight. We'll have a link on all of the services each provide on our digital platforms. New cell phone data in the attempted Trump assassination yesterday, what it's revealing about the suspected shooter's whereabouts, coming up.
Hi, my name is Tom, and this is Max White water conditioning tip number 726. Too much iron in your water? This can cause yellow, red, and brown stains on dishes, laundry, and plumbing fixtures. Call us today at 608-781-8088.
The liberal elite in Washington are running one of their own here in Wisconsin. A political insider who worked to elect liberals in California even supported a dark money group focused on defunding the police. Her name, Rebecca Cook, political operative bankrolled by the liberal elite. They handpicked her to help win back the House, trusted to elect liberal heroes like Mandela Barnes. They trust her because Rebecca Cook is one of them.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Danielle, General Manager here at the Board Store. In 1989, when I first saw my dad on the TV talking about high quality and low prices, I wasn't quite sure how I felt. But now, 35 years later, with this exceptional showroom, high quality products, knowledgeable staff, and the best installation crews in the area, I couldn't be more proud. And we look forward to continuing to serve all your home improvement needs for many more years to come. Come see us at the Board Store.
We all know costs are too high, but while corporations are gouging families, Trump is focused on giving them tax cuts. But Kamala Harris is focused on you.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging, and she'll cut housing costs by taking on corporate speculators. Middle-class families build America. We need a leader who has their back.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Hi, my name is Levi, and this is Maxwell White Water Conditioning Tip 68. Acidic water harms pipes and appliances. If you notice corrosion or metallic taste, give us a call today at 608-781-8088.
New court documents in the apparent assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump say cell phone data show the armed suspect camped outside the golf course for nearly 12 hours on Sunday before his arrest miles away. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez reports from West Palm Beach.
Keep walking! Newly released body camera footage shows the arrest of suspected gunman Ryan Wesley Routh on Interstate 95 after authorities say he attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump.
The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots.
Routh appeared in court Monday facing federal weapons charges in connection with Sunday's incident at Trump's West Palm Beach golf course.
A U.S. Secret Service agent walking the golf course perimeter saw what appeared to be a rifle poking out of the tree line. After the agent fired a service weapon in the direction of the rifle, a witness saw a man later identified as Ralph fleeing the area in the tree line.
At the time, Trump was playing golf at the club near the 5th and 6th holes and was between 300 and 500 yards away from the suspect on the other side of a chain link fence. Law enforcement sources say Routh's car and license plate were photographed by someone who alerted police, leading to his arrest nearly 50 miles away. Trump was unharmed Sunday, but the second attempt on his life since mid-July raises new questions about the Republican presidential nominee's level of security.
I've had a conversation with the former president. The president is aware that he has highest levels of protection that the Secret Service is providing him.
Routh, a North Carolina man who lives in Hawaii, has a criminal record and has criticized Trump on social media. The FBI is now reviewing Routh's background, his online activity, and objects found at the scene. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Now, President Biden spoke with Trump on the phone Monday. Biden expressed his relief that the former president was safe, according to the White House, which described it as a cordial conversation. Trump, in a statement released by his campaign, said, quote, "We had a very nice call. It was about Secret Service protection." Well, we have more news ahead, but first,
We definitely have very warm, more August-like temperatures for the week, but we do have some rain potential in the forecast, which we could use. I'll break all that down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Women need to pay close attention
to what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
This ad is a complete lie. The truth is, Tammy Baldwin's never shared inside information with her partner. And Tammy Baldwin's leading the fight to ban senators from purchasing any individual stocks. It's Eric Hovde, who owns a $3 billion California bank. And Hovde's bank takes millions from unknown foreign interests, meaning we'd have no idea who Eric Hovde would really be working for. Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative.
It's a lot quieter around here than it used to be. I'm Rebecca Cook. When I was growing up, this farm was bustling. Holsteins, hired hands, harvesting crops. But big corporations put family farms like mine out of business. And what has Derek Van Orden done? Nothing. Tax cuts for big ag, rising healthcare costs, undermining our democracy, extremism. We need real working people in Washington. And that's why I approve this message.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Yeah, summer-like pattern continues for the last couple weeks. We've had it, and it's going to continue through the first week as we approach fall, which is on Sunday. So if you like the 80s, they're around. They're going to stick around here for at least this week. So that'll continue. Less humid, though. We've had some humidity come up. The dew points came up into the mid-60s this weekend with some of that tropical moisture, but that has since left or is beginning to decrease. So that'll be the one nice thing about this week. Dry conditions. We could use some rain. That looks to be the best shot, at least right now, Thursday night, but that's only one night, and then we'll see maybe additional chances this weekend. Here's that tropical depression actually that's on shore now. The Carolinas, the Prue saw the flooding down there, but we've had just some moisture here, right here, and here's another wave that's developed across the plains coming from that system that's well out the west. The thing is, they develop, but they're going to weaken as they lift northeast, and really what we get out of this stuff as it comes through is just some high clouds, mid clouds occasionally, and that's what we're going to see through the next couple days, although there'll be a slight increase in cloud cover as we go to Wednesday and beyond. But still, overall tonight, pretty mild conditions as you wake up once again. 60s is pretty much a common thing you'll see. A little bit less humidity. Then as we go tomorrow, the high temperatures are going to start climbing back up a little bit. So we're looking at mid to upper 80s. Very warm conditions, even hot, really, as you could consider we should be in the mid 70s. Less humid, but once again, a very hot, warm day. And then as we go into Wednesday, a little bit more cloud cover. So temperatures pretty similar, maybe a degree or two colder, but still about 10 degrees above average with that south wind. So warm once again Wednesday. Then as we go to the big picture, you look at that system that's out west that's producing a lot of cooler conditions, especially even snow eventually in the mountain areas, and a lot of precipitation. It's going to take its time to get here, but in the meantime, it's going to spin these little waves across basically the plains and approach us throughout the next couple days. And they're going to weaken, as I mentioned already. Here's the first one coming through Wednesday. Looks fairly good, ominous near Omaha, but as it lifts northeast, it falls apart, and we get just cloud cover coming through Wednesday. Some mid and high clouds once again. As that low continues to now shift into Dakotas, you'll see more lines developing over the plains here. Here's additional one that'll produce as we get closer to Wednesday night, Thursday. That'll come through. It looks like there's a lot of question marks of whether how close this will get from Minneapolis eastward. It might fall apart, but it'll be more cloud cover coming through Thursday. And then what we're really keying in as Thursday night is when it gets close enough that we develop a wave of showers and thunderstorms that could come through. That stands to be the best shot that we're going to see some activity Thursday night. Too early to say severe, but that does look kind of low potential, but we'll keep an eye on that for that time frame. Precipitation, this takes into account the weekend, and right now the better chance is to the west that we're going to see significant rainfall. It lessens as we go further east, so still a lot of question marks, but the chances do increase this weekend as looking at the 8-day forecast. Once we get past Thursday night, then it does cool off, but cooling off means we're coming back to closer to average, but still above through the weekend. And the weekend, although there's chances of rain right now, Saturday doesn't look too bad, and even Sunday there's some question marks too, so we'll update you on that. But if you like summer, it's here to stay, at least for now.
And we're ending the summer week with a big old super moon, a corn moon.
That comes tomorrow night, tomorrow evening. Yep.
Keeping your eyes out, everyone. All right, thank you. Coming up in sports, the Brewers and Twins look for big wins against some of the best teams in baseball. Plus, the La Crescent Lancers looking to extend their win streak at home against Lake City. Jacob is up next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Women need to pay close attention
To what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
Rank Seed is rooted in technology, striving to bring the best products to their customers. With DNA genetic breeding, GPS-linked yield assessment, along with gravity tables and color sorters to make the best seed. Rank Seed, rooted in technology.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
This election is about 2 very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, and the other focused on the past. When the middle class is strong, America is strong. Lowering the cost of living will be a defining goal of my presidency. I'll lower the cost of insulin and prescription drugs for everyone, and I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gouging on food. More than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut. We will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. Together, we will build an economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed. Now is the time to chart a new way forward.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, the La Crescent boys soccer team has been playing well lately. After a couple of lopsided losses towards the beginning of the month, the Lancers have bounced back. La Crescent looking to make it 3 straight wins on a buggy night in the Apple capital of Minnesota. 7 minutes into this one, the host striking first. It's a great cross sent in by Mitchell Reining. Then check out the header by Tara Vang. That is a good use of the noggin right there. That makes it 1-0 Lancers. Not much later, the same duo looking to connect for another score as Veng is going to line up a shot and give it a go, but it just clanks off the top post, so we stay at 1-0. Lancer defense was solid in the first half as Lake City threatening around the net, but A.J. Falat gathers it calmly. And after a foul in the box by Lake City, Rainey calmly doubles his lead for his side, but the Tigers would claw back and score 2 in the final 7 minutes to end this one in a draw. Well, there's no better time to make up ground of a team in front of you, the one you're facing for the Brewers and Twins. That opportunity begins tonight. Milwaukee facing off with the best team in the NL, the Phillies, top of the third. The Crew break the scoreless tie. It's William Contreras serving one past the infield that rolls all the way to the wall. 2-0 home side going up. Philadelphia would get on the board in the 5th courtesy of this Brandon Marsh 2-strike, 2-out blast to the opposite field. And you're almost surprised when you don't see Blake Perkins go up and steal a home run these days, but that one does leave the yard. The Brewers would respond. Joey Ortiz spraying one to the right field gap with 2 outs in the 6th. Sal Frelick on first, and that is going to allow Sal to coast around the bases easily and score to make it a 3-run lead. Ortiz in safely with a triple. Then it's Bryce Terang bringing in Ortiz later in the inning. Brewers pick up the series opener win over Philly 6-2. And the Twins taking on the team with the second best record in the AL, the Guardians. Top 3, Byron Buxton at the dish when he cuts through a changeup, but it gets away and Carlos Correa scores. Then later in the at-bat, Buxton is going to be right on this pitch, sending it up the gut. Ricochets off the pitcher's glove, then Andres Jimenez runs into Chad Fairchild trying to get to it. Minnesota takes a 3-0 lead, but Cleveland has just found ways to win baseball games this season, and tonight was no different. Kyle Manzardo gets a pitch he likes, and he knows what to do with it. A no-doubter in the bottom of the 8th to put the Guardians up in front, and that would mark the 40th come-from-behind win for Cleveland this year as they tighten their grip on the AL Central. Well, the Packers are winners of 12 straight home games now after their win yesterday, 16-10. No Jordan Love, so it was Malik Willis who got the start and Josh Jacobs who shined. 53 rushing attempts by the Green Bay offense. They came into the game with a plan, and they executed it to near perfection. Jacobs was called upon a lot yesterday, finishing with 32 carries for 151 yards. And as a team, they finished for 261, averaging 4.9 per carry. Really, the only mishap that happened was when Jacobs fumbled at the 1-yard line, resulting in a turnover.
The plan going into the game was to run the football, and we were able to do that, especially early on, I would say much more effectively than we were as the game wore on. But that was the whole plan going into the game, and I think every game could be a little bit different.
Now, next Sunday's game will certainly look different. LaFleur said today he has no update on Love's status, and we'll know more on Wednesday. And if Love is out, it's going to be a little harder to run the ball, mainly because Tennessee just saw what happened to Indy. Next week's game kicking off at noon on Sunday in Nashville. So, man, it was cool being there. I haven't been there for like 12 years, so that was a special moment. But very, very good game, fun game to watch.
Yeah,
and,
you had such a beautiful day, too.
It was.
And
wasn't
it, you said the second warmest game on history?
Yes, second hottest ever. 85 at kickoff.
That's crazy. Yeah.
A lot of fun there. And the resident NFL expert just keeps going with the picks.
Yeah, we'll go over all that tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure
yeah, I got lucky again this week.
She
so
did.
but no, you and Kate brought the good vibes for the win. So thank you for that. Okay, more news right after this.
I don't trust Derek Van Orden to make decisions around my medical care. Everything was normal up until my ultrasound. I learned my baby would not survive. I did not have the choice to do what was right for me and my family in my home state, and that felt very deeply wrong to me. I am a conservative. I am scared for extremists like Derek Van Orden to be in office.
I'm Rebecca Cook, and I approve this message.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's 69th anniversary, and we're celebrating with exciting rewards offers for our best customers. Shop anniversary celebration savings on Blaine's brand synthetic motor oil, just $3.99 a quart for rewards members. Buy 4 Michelin, BF Goodrich, or Uniroyal tires and get instant service credit savings equal to the price of 1 tire. Plus, when you buy 4, get up to a $100 rebate and an extra $40 instant rewards savings. Come celebrate and save during our anniversary sale, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
From sunup to sundown, Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning has been servicing our Cooley region for 59 years. Whether you're in La Crosse, Onalaska, West Salem, Holmen, or La Crescent, take comfort your heating and cooling needs are met with our trusted staff, longevity, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Be ready this fall and call Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning for your furnace cleaning check today. Bagnevsky Heating and Air Conditioning, your local train dealer. It's hard to stop a train.
When I walked into these old buildings 35 years ago, I never imagined it would look like this. I never imagined we'd serve 12,000 homeowners. I never imagined I'd celebrate my 80th birthday here, and I never imagined that my then 10-year-old daughter would become the new general manager. But here we are, solid as a rock, carrying on a tradition of exceptional quality and service.
Celebrate our 35 years with your savings on new windows and doors, bathroom or kitchen, siding, sunroom, or deck.
The liberal elite in Washington are running one of their own here in Wisconsin. A political insider who worked to elect liberals in California even supported a dark money group focused on defunding the police. Her name, Rebecca Cook, political operative bankrolled by the liberal elite. They handpicked her to help win back the House, trusted to elect liberal heroes like Mandela Barnes. They trust her because Rebecca Cook is one of them.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
La Crosse County Salvation Army is partnering with Quick Trip for their annual Coats for Kids program. Coats for Kids invites the community to donate new or gently used winter clothing for kids. They are accepting donations of coats, hats, gloves, boots, and any other winter gear. The Salvation Army hopes the program will show children how to show compassion for others.
If we don't show children now how to care for one another as they grow up 5, 10, 15 years from now, how are they going to show others how to be compassionate and how to care for them as well? So providing now and demonstrating that good behavior now provides for an even better tomorrow.
There will be a Salvation Army donation bin at all La Crosse County, Stoddard, and La Crescent Quick Trip locations if you wish to donate. And Greg will have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
Run forward and give back at the YMCA Maple Leaf Walk Run presented by Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Join us in person or virtual with a 5K, 5-mile, half marathon, and kids fun run, an event for everyone. Register at laxymca.org.
Bidenomics is working.
It's not. ABC News proved it with charts.
It was under control
on
during
inflation,
the Trump administration, well below
gas,
$3 a gallon, 35%
and housing.
jump in home prices, folks.
Even CNN admits it.
When it comes to the economy, groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Yet Harris still says,
Bidenomics is working.
No, it isn't.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
It's Ford SUV season in the Northland. Time for great offers across the entire lineup, including Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. Get ready for the coming season with weather-ready features that make life easier, like heated seating, a heated steering wheel, and remote start. Amazing offers on your favorite Ford SUVs. This is Ford SUV season. Get 2.9% financing for 66 months plus $2,000 flex by cash plus a free limited maintenance plan on Explorer. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. At American Waterworks, we use modern techniques and warranted solutions to restore your peace of mind in your home. After all, your home's foundation issues won't get better with time, but it will with our proven solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
Gas, groceries, school supplies, everything costs more. Eggs are almost twice as much as they were 4 years ago. Biden, Harris, and the Democrats keep telling us things are better. They aren't better. And Tammy Baldwin is making it worse, raising taxes, running up debt, voting for spending that's driving inflation. 25 years in Washington and she's done nothing. It's time for a change.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Run forward and give back at the YMCA Maple Leaf Walk Run presented by Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Join us in person or virtual with a 5K, 5-mile, half marathon, and kids fun run, an event for everyone. Register at laxymca.org.
All right, besides being a warm Tuesday evening, we definitely have, minus a little bit of cloud cover, we have a full moon coming out. It is a super moon, it is a harvest or corn moon. It's a corn moon. And a partial lunar eclipse. About only 8.7% of the moon will be covered by this event, and it's about 7:30 to 10, right when the moon comes above the horizon. Okay. So it won't last that long, and it won't be there too much.
But we're going to have a clear night, yeah.
Hopefully
fun way to end the summer with a corn moon.
Yes,
so
look at the moon.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.